Looks like someone's online already. Guannamu. Guannamu. It says no people are watching, but I can see your message. 안녕하세요. 만나서 반갑습니다. It's been a long time. Yeah, it has. I think I need to figure out a better way to see your chats. I have a laptop, but every time I want to look at your chat, I have to look down. Why didn't I broadcast these days? 많이 바빴어요. I moved to London. I got a new job. I started a new university degree, and I've just been too busy to broadcast. The YouTube is telling me that my stream quality is not very good. Can you? Is the video buffering? Can you see me okay? Yeah, I live streamed on YouTube last week for the first time. Before that, I was on Africa TV about a year ago. Yeah. As an English professor. An English professor 아니에요. No, I'm an engineer. Engineer예요. Engineer예요. So I just help people with English online, just for fun, really. I want to learn some Korean as well, so. Can you let me know how the quality of the video is? Because YouTube says that it's not good. I have a plan today, a theme. Some things that we'll talk about, so. It's good. The quality is good, okay, that's fine. Okay, so today I want to encourage you to try to use English to discuss some ideas. So I've got this theme. Today I'm going to talk about family. I'm going to ask you some questions in English, and I want you to answer in English in the chat, and I will correct your English, and then I will maybe try to answer the question in Korean if I can, or I might ask your help. So I'm going to ask a question. I think if I put it on here. Now you can see it, right? Who is the most powerful member of a family and why? If you try to answer in English, then I will try to help you correct things, and if you have any questions, you can ask me as well. Okay, so hold on a second. And I'm going to answer your question, and then I'll come back to this. So you asked me if it's weird to ask the restaurant employee, can you give me a tissue? It's not weird to ask them for a tissue, although in a restaurant we usually say napkin instead of tissue, and we wouldn't say can you give me. It's slightly less polite than could you please give me, or even just do you have any. If you ask do you have any napkins, that's enough. They know that you want a napkin, obviously. So So without going too far down that road, I have some topic that I want to talk about today, and yeah, 반갑습니다. It's nice to see you again. I want to ask you some questions in English, and I want you to answer it in English, and I will try to correct things that are wrong or help you if you have any questions, and then I might try to answer in Korean as well. So the first question is, who is the most powerful member of a family and why? Yeah, that you should say could you please rather than can you. Yeah. Could you please is more polite. Anyway. Do either of you want to try to answer answer this question on the top of the screen there? Oh, your husband's Scottish as well. Wow. Where is he from? I think I'm going to try and get the chat to come up on my other screen. Let's see. Excuse me for being a little bit strange at the moment, because I'm still learning how to do this on YouTube, so trying to yeah. Okay, now I think that's probably better. Irvin. Okay. Okay, so in your family, you think that your grandfather is the most powerful, right? That's correct. There's nothing for me to correct in that sentence. But why do you think like that? Why is your grandfather the most powerful member? And while you're answering that, I'll just say, unfortunately, I don't live in Scotland anymore. I live in London now. I had to move down here, so. Korea is confused. Okay, so what you should say instead of that. Let me just this here. Sorry, excuse me, just temporarily. Yeah, I'm back. Actually, my father has no power. Okay, so what you should say is, first of all, Korea is a Confucian, or has a Confucian heritage, something like that. You can't say it's Confucianism country or it's a Confucianism country. It doesn't sound right. So I would say like Korea has Confucian heritage, so elderly family members are more powerful. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's not easy. So for some reason I can't see your names very easily. I'm sorry about that. So the text is too small, so I'm struggling to respond to your questions directly. But I am back, and I'm going to be broadcasting regularly. Let's see if I can get this work. Well, I don't think it is only because of Confucianism heritage. Okay, so please feel free to explain. I am going to just put this on the screen for a minute. First of all, Korea as Confucian heritage. So elderly people are the most powerful. Okay, so if I just put this on the screen for a second. So this is how I would correct the sentence that you wrote. I've just put it on the screen for a few seconds. First of all, Korea has Confucian heritage, although I think that's spelled incorrectly. Confucian has a C in it like that. So Confucian heritage. So elderly people are the most powerful. But somebody here seems to think, yeah, it depends on families. Yeah, I agree with that. Who is the most powerful person in a family is the person who has economic power. So I think if I just go back to this one for a second, you should say something like the most powerful person in a family is the person with the economic power. Like this. The most powerful person in a family is the person with the most economic power. So, yeah. I think, personally, let's see. I can't remember how to say it. I want to say 가족의, it depends on the family. How do I say it depends on the family? I hope the stream is still working. 가족에 따라서. The Korean text is so small on the screen I can't see exactly what you're saying. Sorry. 가족에 따라서 그렇게 생각해요. Ah, that's interesting. So, thank you. 감사합니다. So, uh, 원나무. Um, even though someone has economic power, he or she might not be the most powerful man. So, in that sentence, what you've written is kind of almost correct. But because you said he or she, you shouldn't use man because she can't be a man, right? So you would have to say person. So in that case, it would be something like this. Maybe I should change the... Yeah, so something like that. And it also depends on like member's character of a family. Okay, so I think Pak Ayong Ayong Shi. I think what you're trying to say is it depends on the character of the individual members of the family. Is that right? So I wouldn't say it the way that you said it. I would say something like it also depends on the character of the individual. I'll put that on the screen just for a second. I would say it like that. So 홍콜통. So 콜통씨 맞아요? My parents say that follow women's say that's the only way to keep the peace of family. 네, 이해해요. So I'll correct the grammar just in a second. So. 근데 제 가족 중에 아버지이에요? 아버지예요. Does that make sense? I think in my family, it would be my dad because the big decisions in the family were made by dad. My mum would decide things like the color of the walls, but my dad would decide where to live, that kind of thing. Although they would choose a house together, obviously. But so I think to correct your English in that sentence, I would say something like, my parents say that rather than follow women's say, we just use the word obey. So I've just corrected that a little bit there. Put it on the screen for you. Okay, konnamushi, namushi. I actually prepared some Korean to try to explain that, and it's in my emails. So if you can give me a second, I will try to use the Korean that I prepared and see if you understand me, or maybe you can correct me. Okay, so 제 가족 중에 아버지였어요. 맞아요? 음, 제 아버지는 모든 중요한 결정을 내려서 그렇게 생각해요. So you can, yeah, try to help me fix that. So if you don't want to use the word obey, um, yeah, you are correct. The word obey is quite strong. What else? How else could you say that? Um, appease, maybe. So 제 가족 중에는 아버지예요 is more accurate. Okay. And 제 가족 중에는 아버지가 그러세요. Sounds natural. 아, 감사합니다. So I'm gonna put this one on the screen. Second. Work. Okay. So 제 가족 중에선 아버지예요. 가족 중엔 or 에선 아버지가 그랬어요. So can you explain 그랬어요? Because I know most of these words, but I don't recognize 그렇다. I mean, I recognize it, but I don't know what it means. 그렇다 뭐예요? 감사합니다, 여러분. 그렇어요 is like do. Okay. 감사합니다. So what about the next sentence that I prepared, which I seems like I got wrong. I said 제 아버지는 모든 중요한 결정을 내렸어서 내렸어서 예. 그렇게 생각해요. Does that make sense? I'm trying to say that because he makes all the important decisions. 결정을 내리셔서 감사합니다. So 나머지 I'm gonna just turn this question off for a minute. Okay. 잠시만요. I'm going to say that sentence again because 홍골통 asked me to say it again, and then I'm going to finish this question, and I will answer Namu's question, and then we can do another English question. I'm just going to say that sentence one more time. 제 아버지는 모든 중요한 결정을 내리셔서 그렇게 생각해요. I'm using the correct version from 아영 씨 there. My original version was slightly different. Okay, so let's go back to no question on the screen. 제 아버지는 모든 중요한 결정을 내리셔서 그렇게 생각해요. 감사합니다. 감사합니다. So, 나무씨, Scottish accent, yes, it's different from English, but when you say British, I guess it's kind of simplifying things. So there are many different accents, even within England, and there are different accents within Scotland as well. But generally, I can, because I'm Scottish, I can tell quite quickly when I hear somebody's voice. Ah, they're Scottish. They're from Glasgow or Aberdeen or Edinburgh or the Northwest or something like that, you know. So let's try another question, another English question for you guys to practice your English, and I can maybe try some Korean. So the next question I'm going to ask is, are you close to your cousins, aunts, and uncles? Why or why not? Gultong-shi, if you could keep the question until the end, that is best. But I'm happy to answer your questions. I will do one or two more English questions, and then on the theme of family, and then we can have some general chat as well. That's my plan. See if that works. Is that okay? So it's me or it's I. Okay, Goldtong-shi, I'll just answer that one quickly. It's me is very commonly used. It is I is very formal and like you see it in books and things. But it doesn't get used that much in normal conversation. You wouldn't say it's he who gave me that book. You would say he gave me that book. Or you wouldn't say it's him. You would say he gave me that book. You could say it was him. If somebody said, who gave you that book? You could say it was him. Although it sounds a bit, it's better to use their name if you know their name. Anyway, going back to this question, Ayong-shi, I'd been close when I was so young. What you should really say is when I was very young, I was close with them, or close to them. Now, this is an interesting one. Okay, so I've put it on the screen there for a second. When I was very young, I was close to them, or I was close with them. I think you can use either option, to be honest, but close to them can sound like you lived close to them. And close with them can be used with between people, but I personally I don't really like using with. That's why I typed two instead of with, but I'll change that just now, like that. 감사합니다, 아영 씨. Okay, so Ayong, not that much since I grew up. Yeah, you can actually just leave it like that. That's fine. Actually, I'm staying PHP to learn English, but it's just 6 months, so I've been considered staying here longer. I want you to advise me. So, Namushi, can you save the question until the end and ask me that again, and I will talk to you about that. That's not a problem. But I think that needs more discussion. It's not just very short answer. So I would like to be able to say something similar to what Ayong-shi said just now. 그래서 could somebody teach me? Very simple idea. I just want to be able to say when I was young, I was very close to them. But now, not so much. 많이 바빴어요. And I live very far away from them now. Yeah, in Korean. Okay, So Ayong-shi, the idea is I'm trying to help you to learn English, but I also want to learn Korean, so trying to kind of swap. How about I used to be close with them? Yeah, I used to be close with them. That's very natural. You can say that. Sure. I'm going to just correct your English. Goltongshi. Hold on just a second while I try to get it on the screen. Oh. I have a dream of having a big family, or I dream of having a big family. Both of them are correct, but I wouldn't say dreamed. It makes it sound like you don't dream that way anymore. So, just using the tense, you just have to be careful about the past and future. So you should say either I have a dream of having a big family, but I actually think that more naturally you would just say I dream of having a big family, which would be something like this. It's on the screen now. Until when do you plan to broadcast? Today, Namushi, I think another 20 minutes. 괜찮아요? Will you still be here in 20 minutes? If you're not going to be here in 20 minutes, just send me a message and I will answer your message. I like to help that way. That's fine. 아영씨 감사합니다. 어릴 때는 친척들과 there are a lot of words that I don't know here. 친했지만 지금은 그렇지 않아요. I'm gonna keep that sentence so I can study it. Just let me copy that somewhere else. 잠시만. 감사합니다. So 어릴 어릴 쪽에는 that's a different one. 친척들과. Could somebody help to explain some of these words? I know, obviously, I know 안나요, and I know like 지금은 그렇게 something 않아요. But 친하지, I don't know that word. 친하. I guess that must be close. 친하지는 않아요. It was not really close. So I guess 친하다 is to be close to someone. Does that only apply to relationships with people? Or can that be used in other contexts as well? Okay, 여러분, I tried to do a new format today. Yeah, I tried to do a new format today with this theme where I ask questions and try to help you to correct your sentences. Otteo, how do you find it? I'm trying to do some new things, so trying to figure out how to do this and how to make it work. I did have some other questions prepared, but I think I was a little bit late starting and I'm not going to be able to stay very long, so I wanted to ask for some feedback and then I will do this next question. 아, 고통 씨 진짜 감사합니다. That's really, really helpful. I'm going to keep that and I'm going to study that later. I'll put that in my file. 그렇게, yeah, I think, yeah, it can be hard for me to understand, but I'm trying to learn. Hi, Youngshi, welcome back. Thank you for sending that sentence. 감사합니다. It seems like there is a bit of a delay. So, shall we do one more question? Because I'm kind of interested in this question. So I want to see what you think. What is the ideal number of children? Oh no, that's not the right question. Sorry. 죄송합니다. 잠시만요. 감사합니다. So this is the question that I wanted to ask. What is the most important thing to make a happy family? I'm curious to know what you think about this, because I think it's kind of it's almost like a philosophical question. There are so many different ideas about this issue. Snuggling. That's a very easy solution, I think. Ah, Namushi. Let me correct that sentence, just to help you. Just for. I actually don't know that word, kachikwan, but I will try to translate it in a minute. Just gonna. Okay. So. Here. Okay. For some reason, I can't quite get the characters to display properly. Looks like it's got a 7 instead of a E on my display there. That's a question mark. Manual. I'll try to fix that. Sense of value. So yeah, sense of value. That makes sense. What's going to make a family happy will depend on what they value. But I guess, in my opinion, the things that the family values are kind of, especially when children are quite young, they're kind of determined by mostly mom or dad, or both. So the I guess which values would help people to find happiness is a bigger question. So Namushi, I corrected your sentence earlier, and it's on the screen just now. So well, it's quite difficult to answer. You said different instead of difficult. I'm sure you know that already, so I just changed the word, and it'll change depending on their kachikwan. But so it'll change depending on their values. But actually, I think more naturally, we would just say it depends on their values. So I will just change that just now. I think that, to me, that's more natural, what's on the screen just now. Ayong-shi, do you really think that money is the best to make a okay, so let me correct that one as well, because that's not quite right. So, sadly, money is the most important thing. So this is not really just correcting your sentence, but just naturally saying that, expressing that idea. This is how I would express the idea. I would say, sadly, money is the most important thing for making a happy family. I'm not sure that I really agree with that personally, but I think that's everyone's entitled to their ideas. Yeah, Ayongchi, I think, yeah, I understand. I understand where you're coming from. I think I know some people who don't have much money, but they're still happy. Um, um, Self includes the as we had spending. Okay, so Ayongshi, I'm just going to try and correct that sentence as well, yeah, because we had been spending so tough time because of money. That's quite interesting to use the word spending, and you're not using the word spending in terms of money, even though it's in the sentence with money. I got confused when I read the sentence. I couldn't understand, but now I think I understand what you're saying. You're saying something like, in the past, we had a tough time as a family because of money. So I learned that money is important for being happy. So I'm going to type something and I'm going to put it on the screen. This is, I guess, the way that I would say this naturally. Something like this. I've just put it on the screen for you so you can read that. Just for me, health is the most important. I think that without health, anything like money or honor is useless. Yeah, Namushi, that English is correct, and I don't need to fix it. It's correct. Soil. It looks like I haven't heard anything from Gultong for a while. Gultong Shi Majaya. Maybe he or she is not here. It's an interesting thing actually. With Korean names, I never know whether the person is male or female. So I read your names, and I have to try to kind of guess. Yeah, wow. It's not your name. 알았어요. I did think it sounded a bit strange, but I don't want to insult your name, so I just used it. 나무씨. Okay. Thank you for that feedback. That's very useful. So, I'm going to do that just now. And I also would like to say that I think when you are learning a language, it's kind of important to try to use correct spelling and grammar, because I can see that I know that you already know how to spell the word because, right? But you often just say cause, C-O-S. And it's quite natural to type that way. But if you want to improve, I think you need to kind of try to right, okay, so let's see if I can. Sorry guys, just give me 1 second. So I'm just going to put this back on the screen. So the original sentence is now up there, and the correct version beneath. And I just because I can't be bothered. You should say it's just because. It's just because I can't be bothered, or maybe I just did that because I couldn't be bothered. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to help. 웃겨. 웃겨요. 죄송합니다. I often forget to use 존댓말, so please forgive me. Okay, so I think 안녕하세요. 지금 무슨 방송이에요? I'm trying to help people learn English. The theme today was family, and it was to help you learn English. So 영어 회화. 김지원 씨, you've joined just at the end of the broadcast. I'm about to answer some general questions, and then I will disconnect. 회화, 감사합니다. Is that pronunciation correct? 회화. So Namushi, you had a question for me. If you just wait 1 minute, I'm gonna just ask you guys to give me some. The pronunciation is 회화, maybe 회. So I'm gonna ask you guys to give me some feedback. What do you think about having a theme like this? Family was the theme today, and some questions, and then I 감사합니다. 회화. So, 영어 회화 방송이에요. Um, what do you think about this theme, where I ask some questions and you answer, and I try to correct and show you the corrections? Does it work okay? And is it helpful? 재밌어요? Is it fun? And guys, I think from now on, I will broadcast at 11 o'clock on Saturday every week, because I 진짜 너무 바빠요 with work and studying and other things. I can't really do more than once per week, I don't think. So I used to broadcast very regularly, almost once every day, but yeah. 토요일 9 p.m. 방송이요. 김지원, last week I did 9 p.m. because I was too busy in the morning. I had to change my schedule, 9 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. So I think I'm sorry that you have joined now thinking that I'm starting at 9 p.m. But today I started at 11 a.m. in the UK, so 8 p.m. in Korea. 죄송합니다. So in the future, I think 8 p.m. on 토요일 8 p.m. that should be my broadcast. From 8 until 9. Namushi. I think 8 p.m. in Korea. Today I was 10 minutes late because I was trying to prepare the questions for the broadcast. So it took me a little bit longer than I planned. Yeah, every Saturday at 8 p.m. I'm gonna put that on my schedule. When I schedule a live stream on YouTube, there's an option to say schedule my next broadcast. I did set that up on Wednesday this week, so I wonder if you got a notification, my subscribers. 여러분, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and I would really appreciate it if you tell your friends about me as well. So, just before I go, Namushi, you had a question you wanted to ask me. If you can ask me again now, I will try to answer it. I'm staying PHP to learn English, but it's just 6 months, so I've been considered staying here longer. PHP? To me, PHP is an internet kind of programming language. I'm not sure what PHP means. But anyway, I assume that you're staying somewhere that speaks English to try to learn English. Do they speak English as a kind of main language in the Philippines? I didn't know that. So, yeah, 아영 씨, 안녕히 가세요. Yeah. 감사합니다. 네. So, um, I've been considering, you should say, I've been considering staying here for longer, right? 안녕히 계세요. Yeah. Yeah, 안녕히 가세요. So I think 6 months is helpful. But the truth is, I think if you want to really become uh, very, very fluent, unless you're very, very good at languages, because I know that I'm not very good at languages really, so I struggle a bit. I think the only way to get good is to spend quite a long time. I mean, like live somewhere for several years. That will really help. 6 months will definitely be helpful though. So that's my opinion. I'm not an English teacher. I'm an engineer, and for me, language is not easy. So I feel like if I want to improve my Korean a lot, I really have to live there for a while. That's. I hope that helps. I don't know how to give advice about that issue really, because I only speak English. I speak a little bit of Korean and that's it. I do think, Namushi, I do think that if you, depending what stage of life you're at, there are other priorities. So, learning English is obviously useful and important if you want to do international business and so on. But I wouldn't take a long time between high school and university to do that, if that's what you were thinking of, or taking a long break from university. It's not. I don't think it's worth doing that. That's my personal opinion. But anyway, please give me some feedback if this strategy, this idea of asking questions and trying to have a conversation was useful. Could you please leave a comment? Let me know. I'm gonna have to go now. So, 안녕히 계세요. Oh, okay. So I won't go, I won't go because you're still asking me things, and I just want to help you. Can I ask, Namushi, why do you want to speak English fluently? I mean, if there must be kind of a purpose or a reason. So if you want to become really, really kind of perfect because you're intending to use that for a career, then yeah, I mean you could spend a long time somewhere to learn English, but I suspect that if you want to get like an interpretation job, you probably want to have some qualifications anyway. Um, some English qualifications, I mean. Uh, if you want to learn just for fun, I guess you have to make your own decision about what your priorities are. But personally, I think um, there are, depending where you are in life, there are other priorities to which become important. That's my personal opinion. So, can I recommend any British TV shows or dramas? I mean, yes, I can, but they're just well known, so you already know things like Sherlock. So so I'm really... So, 나무시, you should say wasteful, W-A-S-T-E, W-A-S-T-E-F-U-L. I don't think that you can, if you spend 6 months there, it's not going to be wasted. The question is just whether you should stay more than 6 months. I think that if you stay somewhere more than 6 months, it's going to postpone your other plans in life. And I think you just need to decide what that priority is. Anyway, it's not my position to advise you really about your life, but I don't personally think that staying longer than 6 months is necessarily the best thing to do. I guess you have to decide. Anyway, 안녕히 계세요. I'm going. So please leave some comments on my videos to let me know if this works and if you're happy with this. And I'll see you next week at 8 o'clock in Korea or 11 o'clock in the UK. 안녕히 계세요.